Hello, welcome to part 5 of this Getting Started series in Android development. My name is Gary. What I'm going to do is go on to the main activity now, which is the Java side of this basic app we're building. Some things we're going to do is link it to the XML layout which we developed in the last tutorial. What I want to do first of all is just simplify this. All these methods here which were added automatically when we created the project are associated with the action bar and the inflator menu. We don't really want to use that at this point, so I want to simplify what we have. So I'm just going to clear this up by deleting that, and you'll see some of these imports have automatically disappeared because they're no longer used. So when it comes to this importation, you've got to treat this, I guess, as an island really. It's just a Java class. It knows nothing about Android and the methods and the classes used to build Android apps. So this is why we're importing the action bar activity. When we extend it, then basically this class now inherits everything from the action bar activity, so it can behave pretty much like it understands Android now, and we can use all the classes and methods associated with it. We don't need the action bar either, so we're going to simplify this to just activity. So from a very basic perspective, this is really the first things you need to actually build the Java side of an Android application. Action bar is an extension of activity. I'm not using action bar, so we just reduce it down to activity for the moment. So the other thing we've got here is the Oncreate method, which was added automatically. The Oncreate method, if we call from the activity lifecycle, is the method that's called when the activity is first started. So what we're going to do is really build a set of tasks underneath this that are executed when we start the activity itself. So the first thing to note is the set content view. You can see this is tied it to, is pointing to the layout file, which is activity main, which should be activity underscore main XML. So that's our linkage to the XML layout. So first thing we need to do is put some variables in place. So all those edit text and text views which we placed in the layout need to be referenced in the Java itself, so we can actually do something. So I want to set up some the equivalent of global variables which can be accessed by all the methods in this class, which we're going to construct later on. So right underneath this public class main activity statement, we're going to put them in here. So to make them globally accessible, we put the public static edit text. So and we're going to give it a name, a variable name first. Name. A bit long-winded, but at least we understand what it's about. And you can see when I put the edit text in, it then imported the Android widget edit text. So all the characteristics associated with edit text are now brought into the class as well. So just a couple more we need to define. I'll probably just cut and paste a little bit of this just to help speed things up. Just make this last name. Okay, and we'll type one more, which is going to be the text view itself. So public static text view. I'm going to call it results text field. Okay. So we've got those variables set up. What we need to do now is, in the Oncreate method, we need to link those. Need to link these variables to the actual IDs of the views which we placed in the layout, and that's the importance of the ID field which we put in the Android side. So to access these, we need to write First name edit text. There's some nice ability to shortcut the typing here. Equals. We'll cast this as a edit text. Now this is a very important method here. So it's find view by ID. So now we need to type the ID of the view in the layout. So so it's the first name. So it would be the edit text first name. So you can see it in the list there, and just double click on it to bring that in. Okay. So I'll just cut and paste these as well, just to speed things up a little bit. So this will be last name, and it'll be surname. Okay. So we need the results text field equals. Now we're going to cast this as a text view. I think for the moment just got to go along with it. Really, I'm going to explain every single thing. Okay, it'll be r.id.tv results. There we go. Okay, so the other thing we need is the button. I'm making this a local a local variable. Doesn't need to be globally accessed. And you can see it's imported button as well. That's button combine. Okay, so that's the views from the layout assigned to the Java side. With the button though, we do need to click it. So we need that's actually going to combine our two names to make the full name. So that we need to set up what we call an on-click listener for the button. So if I put results button dot set on click listener, you can see all sorts of different methods, different actions you can assign to a button, but we want the on click listener for here, and I'm going to type this for the moment. Now this has caused an error here. We'll just resolve these manually. It never hurts to do that. So I'm going to import something manually now. Import Android view. Now watch the capitalizations here. View dot and once select the on click listener. Okay, so we've still got the error here. This is not used at the moment, this import, so we need to actually implement this in the in the class. So implements on click listener view. Okay, so now you can see the little light bulbs arrived here. You can actually use this to actually finally resolve this particular problem. We need to set up an on-click method which we can do automatically. So we need to add the implemented methods, which is going to be on-click, and you can see it's arrived here. So you can get a sense of what it's going to do now. When we hit the button, it's going to call this particular method, which is called every time a view is clicked. It could be any view. So what we need to do here is find the ID of the view that's actually being clicked. The view is given a variable v. It's imported as a parameter into this onClick method. So what we can do is set up a switch and case. I don't really need switch and case with one button because there's only going to be one ID, but I will be adding some more controls later on, so we will set up the switch and case. So we type switch and it'd be v dot get ID, which is the obvious one to use. So now the first thing we've done is just get the ID of the button effectively. Just need to put that in brackets there. So now we can set up the case statements. So the one case statement will be r.id. and it'll be button combine, because that's the only one of the on-click list at the moment. So semicolon and type break, and that's the framework done for our switching case. So what we need to do now is actually just make just put some Java in, which is going to combine the two names and print out the results. So these aren't necessarily global as well, so just make these local. So string, and I'll just call it first name equals first name edit text. Now we need to get the text from the edit text. So it's edit text, and we need to put it in as a string. So it's to string. Okay. So what's happening here? I've made a variable which is a string variable. I'm going to go to the edit text, get the text, and pass it into first name as a string. So what we need to do is do the similar thing for the last name. It's last name edit text, and just the same again. Get text dot to string. Okay, so now we've got the two values. We need to combine those in the result field. So result text field, which is the ID of our text, is the variable of our text view. We need to set text, and we'll set the text as first name, and we're going to just add a space now, and then add last name. Okay, so that's really all we need to do. Just close that with a semicolon. You can see there's no errors here. All we need to do is actually test that out. So I'll just do a save all, and just load up an emulator and just give that a quick test. So now you can see that our app is loaded. There's two edit text fields which we use to input the two names, and when we hit the combine button, it will print out to this text view here. So I can type something like Doug Smith. We can combine those, and you can see it's just done exactly what we wanted it to do. What we do, this is the end of this tutorial for now. We'll go on to look at the resources now, and we'll just build this out a little bit, looking at some string values and other forms of resources as well. So I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.